Hello, Internet. Mike Byrne here from MMOBomb.com, bringing you another episode of MMO Thoughts. And today, well, we're going to talk about our faults. So I get emails, tweets, Facebook messages, everything you can imagine from MMO Bomb viewers, and we thank you for those. A lot of those tend to be in the why don't you cover this game, or have you seen this game, or giving us heads up on things. And while we read every single one, I definitely read them all. It may not actually lead to coverage all the time. Maybe the game is just so tiny or so niche that it really doesn't make sense putting what is essentially a very small team at MMO Bomb. It's usually just 3 core people, and then we have about 4 or 5 surrounding people on a given assignment to write something up for something that might get a couple of those people playing that small indie, off the wall, very niche game. And some of it just doesn't make sense. We don't cover mobile, so there's a lot of stuff on Steam that are mobile ports. And while we cover some of them, I've been playing myself a lot of Arcane Showdown on stream on our Twitch channel lately and enjoying that. It is essentially a mobile game that is also available on Steam. Ironically available on Steam, but not quite on mobile yet. And while we do cover some of those games, we obviously don't cover all of them. Again, it's a time consideration. Where is our time best suited as far as priorities, getting as much news out to as many people as possible? Obviously, views and people reading things does factor into that decision, but is by no means the game A will get us more clicks than game B, so run with game A. While it is a small part of that decision, it is by no means the be-all, end-all. Anyway, I tell you all of that because I totally slept on one. I totally slept on a game. And shout out to MMO Bomber Zealous Fox on Twitter for sending this to my attention. And I actually replied to this on Twitter that, wow, yeah, totally missed it. And in my travels across the internet to find out if we were the only ones that missed this, we weren't. There were a lot of sites in our space that missed this one too. And so I wanted to bring this to your attention because yes, it's another shooter. Yes, it's Battle Royale-ish. Maybe it's not going to be for all of you, but I do think it's worth watching. And that's coming from somebody that is not generally really gung-ho about shooters. You know this. So I want to bring your attention, just like Zealous Fox did to me, and thank you again, Zealous Fox, for that, to a little game called Scavengers. Now, it's not out yet. They are running a playtest this weekend. It is developed by Midwinter Entertainment. It will be published by Improbable when it is available. Now, there is going to be a closed test this weekend, starting tomorrow, actually, September 18th, and running through the weekend, I think the 20th, something like that. And it's only on Steam, the test. The game itself will be available on Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox, but right now this playtest is only on Steam. And while it's not like super secret, I can tell you that I am in the playtest because you can go to the website. I will put the link below and sign up to be in the playtest. Get yourself a Steam key. You will not be able to see like streams or videos or impressions of it. So I won't be able to come back next week on MMO Thoughts or on the Free to Play cast and tell you what I thought about the game. That's going to have to wait. But I did want to bring your attention to it and kind of say, what the hell is Scavengers? So taking a look at some of the materials available on the website for the game on Steam, I'm not surprised that a lot of people might have missed this one right now. It is kind of burying itself in the middle of a battle royale, mountain of other titles. That's not to say that the battle royale aspect is the focus, though. So they're billing this as a PvEVP game, more in the vein of something like The Cycle than, PUBG. You will be squatted up, teams of 3, and through the basic story, Earth has been all but abandoned, but we have to keep coming back to Earth to get different resources for Mother, this AI, kind of ripped right out of the Alien series, now that I think about it. This AI that is helping keep humanity alive, but maybe Mother has some ulterior motives. They're kind of alluded to on the website and in the gameplay trailer, but not expressly given. Sending these squads of 3 back down to Earth to gather resources, gather data, gather things, and bring them all back. Now, the way this reads, it's really easy to say, okay, this is kind of like maybe an Escape from Tarkov or a Vigor, if you've played that free-to-play game. Kind of like a looter-shooter-y type game, right? Where you go down, get resources, come back, and do something with those resources. Like in Vigor, you're building your personal base and all that stuff. But I don't think it's going to be quite in line with that. I think it's going to be more on the cycle version of things, where your squad of 3 goes in. There's a number of PvE objectives. Basically, Capture the Point is the mode that they're going to be testing this weekend, where you capture and hold points, and there are other objectives that can help move your squad up the leaderboard, just like we've seen in the cycle, where you can claim the gas pockets, right? And then you, while those are building up, if nobody claims them, you keep getting points for those. You can go and take out this little area, or go bring up the power plant and stuff like that. I kind of see Scavengers following a little more in that mold. Maybe a little more in the PvE than the PvP, but PvP is definitely going to be a thing, because taking out other squads, of course, can net you any data or materials that they would have had onto your scoreboard now, so that you can continue to move up the rankings. So here's the thing. Is it doing anything totally new? Well, at least from everything we've seen right now, in my book, probably not. Does that mean that it's not worth looking at? I don't think so. I think it is worth looking at. I am very intrigued by the game. I enjoy the cycle. And this looks to follow in that mold and possibly take it a step or two further down the road, since the team at Midwinter has said, hey, this is going to be evolving over seasons too. There's not going to be just, here's our game mode, go do it. They're going to be evolving with events and changes to the map potentially, and changes to different objectives. We'll have to see if that's enough to keep people interested, because although I really enjoy the cycle, admittedly, the cycle doesn't have the largest player base, and sometimes that can get a little annoying. And in this space, Scavengers is kind of pulling right up into that space, saying, hey, we got something a little better. Now, it is third person. I don't know yet. Maybe it's available. I didn't see it on the Reddit. I did a lot of scouring on Reddit, Facebook, the Discord channel. Maybe I just missed it. All the video is shown in a third-person perspective. I don't know if you'll have the ability to toggle into first person, but I would assume that that is a feature many would like, to be able to bounce back or back and forth to their favorite. But I'm okay with third person over first, so it works for me personally. I don't care. And while I'm showing the trailer here, I hope you like the sliding through the snow mechanic, because they show that like 5 or 6 different times. But it is a cold, barren wasteland, so survival comes into this too, unlike the cycle or get other games in that ilk. You will have to, work your way to campfires, keep warm. So it's got this kind of odd mix of taking different battle royale elements and adding in a little bit of DayZ survival stuff from back in the day, and adding in some PvE elements from something like the cycle, and just kind of blending it all together. Now, in the future, obviously on Steam, we're already seeing people say, hey, look, can there be just a PvE mode? Like, can we put just a PvE mode in there? And I think there is an audience for that really isn't served, and somebody would probably benefit a bit from serving that audience. But this particular game style that they're going for with Scavengers does lend itself to PvP. They keep saying you don't have to. You don't have to PvP. And really, you don't. Technically. Like, the objective is not go and kill everybody on the map. But you're going to have to PvP. I mean, realistically, you're just going to have to PvP, either to defend yourself or to try to move up the ranks of these squads of 3 and win by the end of the match. So definitely something I'm going to keep my eye on. I enjoy the cycle. This looks right in that vein. Jason Winter, I know, took a look at this and went, he also missed it. Like, we all missed it. He took a look at it and was like, there's some kind of interesting things going on there. Granted, we haven't seen a ton. I will get my hands on it this weekend, but unfortunately I won't be able to say anything. But I just wanted to kind of bring it to your attention. What do you think? Can a game like this succeed in a market that is just oversaturated with Battle Royale, oversaturated with shooter PvP, that type of stuff? You know, the cycle is doing okay, but it's not a mega hit for Epic or anything. That's still reserved for, Fortnite. Can a game like Scavengers kind of is it going to find its own little niche? Is it going to die on the vine? Or could, if Midwinter Entertainment takes it in the right direction, could they kind of almost create their own new little genre that isn't so much requiring us to compare it to a Battle Royale? Because comparing this to a Battle Royale is going to happen. Might be a little unfair because it's not actually Battle Royale in the same way that the cycle is not actually Battle Royale. It's a competition among all these teams, but there does happen to be the ability to take people out, and if you take everybody else out, you're going to be the top-ranked team, and that's a Battle Royale. So can something like this maybe break the mold a little bit? What do you think? Let me know. Am I bringing Scavengers to your attention for the first time just like it was brought to mine? And if so, what do you think? Are you interested? And can something like this survive in a market that's going to constantly say, hey, it's a Battle Royale, and that's not what I'm looking for. I already have the one or two that I'm going to play. What do you think? Does it have a shot? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, gang, stay safe. And I'll see you on the servers.